Hello, I'm Dr. Craig Childress, a clinical psychologist in Southern California and the author of the book Foundations. The American Psychological Association needs to change its position statement on parental alienation. Its current position statement has been hijacked by the allies of the pathology who seek to keep you separated from your natural and rightful allies within mental health. The official position statement of the American Psychological Association regarding parental alienation rightfully belongs to you and to your children, not to the pathogen, not to its allies. Recently, a group of leaders within the community of targeted parents formulated a petition to the APA seeking a change to the APA's position statement on parental alienation. They sought two goals. First, that the American Psychological Association formally acknowledge that the pathology of parental alienation exists, using whatever name the APA wants: parental alienation, attachment trauma reenactment pathology, or pathogenic parenting. Whatever they want to call it, the pathology exists. Second, that your children and your families represent a special population within psychology who require specialized professional knowledge and expertise to competently assess, diagnose, and treat. The leaders within the targeted parent community also requested that the American Psychological Association convene a high-level conference of experts in attachment theory, personality disorder pathology, trauma, and family systems therapy to write a white paper on the pathology of parental alienation and to recommend the wording changes to the official APA position statement on parental alienation. This proposal for a high-level conference of experts must pass two committees in order to be submitted to the board of directors of the American Psychological Association for its consideration. Just weeks ago, in April of 2016, the first of these committees passed the motion to submit the proposal for a high-level conference of experts to the board of directors of the American Psychological Association. If the second committee, which meets soon, also approves the motion, then the proposal for a high-level conference of experts will be submitted to the board of directors of the APA for its consideration. The APA convening a high-level conference of experts to produce a white paper on the pathology of parental alienation would represent an important tipping point in our demand that all mental health professionals begin accurately diagnosing this family pathology from within standard and established psychological principles and constructs. We don't need a new theory of psychopathology. We simply need an accurate diagnosis of parental alienation using standard and fully established psychological principles and constructs of attachment-related pathology and personality disorder pathology. The family psychopathology of parental alienation is already in the DSM diagnostic system. It's on page 719. Once we accurately define parental alienation as pathogenic parenting that is creating significant developmental pathology in the child, personality disorder pathology in the child, and delusional psychiatric pathology in the child in order to meet the emotional and psychological needs of a decompensating narcissistic borderline parent, the pathology of parental alienation will warrant a DSM-5 diagnosis of V995.51 child psychological abuse confirmed. This pathology is already in the DSM-5. We just need to make an accurate diagnosis of it. In response to the petition of the targeted parents, this past week, the APA removed its prior flawed position statement on parental alienation from its website. Let me say that again. In response to you, the parents who have been targeted by this vicious and cruel trauma pathogen, the APA has now removed its flawed position statement on parental alienation from its website. Let's hope that this represents a signal that they are listening to you, that they are hearing your suffering and the suffering of your children, and that they intend to work with us to bring your suffering and the suffering of your children to an end. The American Psychological Association cares about you, and they care about your children. Bring them your voices. Let them hear you now, today. Write to them, asking them to convene this high-level conference of professional expertise in attachment theory, personality disorder pathology, trauma, and family systems therapy to examine the construct of parental alienation. You are suffering such terrible, terrible trauma and pain. Professional psychology should be your ally in bringing your pain and your children's suffering to an end. Contact the APA. Let them hear your voice. The leadership among your ranks has the appropriate contact information for the APA. Write them letters today, now. Write them emails. Have your friends and extended family write to the APA. Australia, Great Britain, South Africa, Poland, France, all of our international allies. Contact the APA and urge them to convene this high-level conference of experts. The time is now. We are on the battlefield fighting for your children. Dorcy, Pruter, and I stand squarely in the center of this battlefield, fighting to return your children to you. We will not waver. We will not relent. Join us on the battlefield for your children, fighting to rescue your children. Contact the APA. Let them hear your voice. The family nightmare that's parental alienation must end. Today. Now. This is not a hope. This is not a request. It is a reality. It is time to bring this nightmare to an end. Children have a right to love both parents and to be loved by both parents in return. You have more power than you know.